Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don here from Novaspirit Tech, and today we will be taking a look at the Zerotech Dobby Drone, a drone that fits in your pocket. So let's get started. So have you guys ever heard or seen a review about this guy? So you already know what this is about. Now this is by far one of my favorite drones. I actually wanted to get one of these when they first came out in 2016. Due to the fact that the price was a little bit higher than my reach for a hobby drone, I did not get it. At that time it was actually $399, but you can actually get one of these guys for $200 on GearBest, and I'll leave a link in the description below. So at the time of making this video, the Dobby was still $200, but the discount has now been gone. But I know that they will always bring it back because they have a lot of discounts, and it is Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up. So I would check back regularly on GearBest to see when the deals are or if they're going to have any more deals. Now I'm also going to leave other links in the description to a similar price that I was just talking about for the Dobby drone. I didn't want you guys to get the wrong idea. That's why I shot this after when I shot that one. Anyway. Let's dive into this guy for a little bit. First, this is a pocket drone. Actually, if you fold it up, it is the size of your cell phone or probably your hand. Look at this. And it will definitely fit in your pocket. Now, the downside to this is that it doesn't have a gimbal system, and anytime that you want to change the angle on the camera, you would have to push it yourself and then, reset it and fly it back out. In the package of this content, you will get a charger, a battery, a USB-C cable to plug into the charger, then their outlet plug, and then a USB-C to a micro USB so you can plug to the bottom of this guy so you could grab the photos off, or you could actually transfer the files through Wi-Fi. But one thing I would highly recommend, actually two things I would highly recommend, is using their outlet. This is actually a fast charger, so it charges at 9 volts instead of 5. Even though a 5 volt USB could charge this, but with the fast charger it charges the battery pretty quick, about 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes to fully charge this from empty. And also, I highly recommend getting a second battery. Now, one of these batteries I played around with, they say 9 minutes. I was only able to get about 7 minutes, but mind you, I was doing this in freezing cold weather, blowing winds. It's about 40 degrees out and a lot of wind. So that does definitely affect it. Now, the range on this guy is limited to how strong the signal you push from your cell phone using their Do Fun app, and you could either use 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz to control this guy, and the range is about 50 meters or so. Now you could actually get a Wi-Fi extender. It's a little USB dongle that you can plug to a battery pack, and then the phone would connect to that Wi-Fi extender. The Wi-Fi extender then will connect to this, where you could get about 1,600 meters. That's what I've never tried it yet, but I really do want to try it. Another thing I would not recommend getting is, I thought I was getting a little clever, was buying these little thumb suction cups to stick on the screen so I could fly the drone better. But the reach on these little guys is so short that it doesn't reach the full circle area of the controls, so you can't get the full speed or the full turn or everything. So yeah, I don't recommend getting these guys for this drone flying on the screen, but these guys are pretty fun to play on games and stuff. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for that. Okay, you also get manuals that you probably won't read, but you probably should at least skim it to see how you could use all the modes. On this guy, you have 8 different modes and also different ways to control this guy. First off, you could land on your palm or take off from your palm by pressing the launch or landing button, and then once you land, you could actually have the option to land on the floor or land on your hand. Now 2, when you're in the air, after you set the angle of the camera, you could then use my favorite was the self-shot or self-movie. You basically set the angle, place the drone in front of you, and hold the record button for either 10 seconds, 20 seconds, or 30 seconds, and it'll automatically fly back. So that's one of the modes that I would be using a lot. 2, the second mode is follow me. Now you have to adjust this to a 45-degree angle. Once you locate the thing that you want to follow, you could actually draw it on your screen and it'll follow that object. You can walk around left, right, back, forward, and it'll follow you. Now, those are the 2 modes that I really would use on the drone. The other modes, not so much. They have a 360 panorama, then they have the 360, that goes around you, and then they also have the face detection or follow me face or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but that's also the same as like follow me, but it, operates by your face. Picture mode, you could get about 12 megapixels, which is really good. Correction, 13 megapixels. Now it actually records in 4K, but if you have image stabilization on, which is their EIS, electronic image stabilization, it'll crop it to 1080. So whenever it does shake, it'll actually have more leeway, you know, to kind of like fix the image. It's not bad, but not great. I'm going to show you, like, you see these little black bars. That's what I mean. Now, if you are thinking about producing cinematography for YouTube, you know, the stuff that you see already on YouTube with the beautiful drone footage, you are not going to get it with this guy. This, you cannot control anything on the camera. You can't set it to 24 frames per second. You can't set it to 60. It's stuck on 30 frames. You got the 1080. You got the wobbly footage. It's not great, but for a selfie drone itself, it does really well. It's very easy to fly. It could fly indoors or out. Now, this thing does have GPS. So basically, when you're outside and you're flying it and you let it hover, it's going to stay there. Whether the wind pushes it or not, it's going to find its way to fix itself because the GPS got the lock on the location. So that's one good thing. It's also got auto home. So if you happen to go out of range or you know, fly it out too far and you can't see it anymore, you can also auto home it and it'll fly right back to you. As far as my recommendation, if you're a beginner drone pilot and you want to try to get into it or you want to learn how to get into it, this is probably one of the best drones you can because it does have the GPS, it's got a decent camera, it's got really easy controls, and it's not intimidating. That's one thing about this. It's not like I'm trying to learn this on a Mavic Pro or a DJI Phantom 4. You know, I'm not trying to learn that. Those things are intimidating. As soon as you fly it up, people will be staring at you. This, they'll think it's a toy. You know, you just whip it out of your pocket, people's going to leave you alone. I know I'm going to be using a lot of drone footages or play around with a lot of drone footages on my vlog channel, so check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, if you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button. If you guys got any questions about this guy, hit up in the comments below. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing and also hit that little bell notification icon. And as I say in my nerd cave, hack till it hurts.